Okay, so we are going to see we have finished thigh, isn't it? Anterior compartment, posterior compartment and medial compartment, popliteal fossa we finished. So from the thigh now we are moving to leg. So in the leg we will now, today we are going to talk about front of the leg and also lateral compartment. Okay, now let us see what are the, how many compartments we had in the thigh. We have seen three compartments: anterior, posterior and medial. Okay, so now see here the fascia what we had in the thigh, we called it as fascia lata, isn't it? So what are the two bones we have, beta, in the leg? Now this is that cross section of leg. We have a thick bone medially, that is tibia, and thin bone laterally, that is fibula. So between tibia and fibula we know we have intermuscular, what is this, interosseous membrane, isn't it? Then apart from that we have certain facial compartments. So what are those? You can see here. See this, these are the facial compartments. Now this is in behind and this is front. So overall in the leg also we have three compartments. One is anterior compartment in front of the interosseous membrane. One is the posterior compartment behind the interosseous membrane, all these muscles. And one is the lateral compartment, which is on the lateral aspect of the leg. Now, what are the various muscles we see in the anterior compartment? We see only three muscles. What are those? Do you remember?
Tibialis anterior.
Very good. Tibialis anterior.
Extensor digitorum longus.
Extensor digitorum longus and
Extensor hallucis longus.
extensor hallucis longus. Very good. Lateral, one more muscle will be there, that is not so much seen, that is peroneus tertius. Very good. In the lateral compartment, how many muscles are there, beta?
Two.
Muscles. Only two muscles. We have peroneus longus and we have peroneus brevis. Okay?
Fibula.
Yes, beta?
Fibularis longus.
Fibularis longus also we can call. Yeah. Peroneus can be also called as fibularis also, because it is closely related to fibula bone. Okay, in our textbooks we have the word peroneus used. Okay, so that's the reason even I am using this. Okay, apart from this, see, this is the posterior compartment. So in the posterior compartment, you have seen when we were doing popliteal fossa, what were the muscles we saw immediately after reflecting the skin?
Gastrocnemius.
Very good. Two gastrocnemius. Medial head of gastrocnemius, lateral head of gastrocnemius. Below that?
Soleus.
Very good. Soleus. Very good. In between them, a small tendon like degenerate muscle is there. Very good. Plantaris. Deeper muscles? Tibialis posterior. Suppose this is anterior, this will be tibialis posterior, flexor digitorum longus and flexor hallucis longus. Okay, so these are the compartments and these are the muscles what we are going to study in detail now. Okay, in front, what are the blood vessels we see? But we have seen popliteal artery behind the knee joint. In the popliteal fossa, the tibial popliteal artery will divide into two. What are those two branches? In front we have anterior tibial artery with vena commitans. Behind we have posterior tibial artery with vena commitans. Posterior tibial artery also gives rise to fibular artery, also called as peroneal artery, supplying the lateral compartment. Okay, then we have seen sciatic nerve. Just trying to recollect what we have discussed in previous class. Sciatic nerve has bifurcated into two. Ritika, what are the 2 points? Yeah, at the upper part of the popliteal fossa, it has bifurcated into common peroneal and tibial nerve. So tibial nerve is supplying the posterior compartment of the leg, whereas common peroneal will be dividing into two, superficial and deep peroneal nerve, isn't it? Superficial will supply the lateral compartment, deep peroneal will supply anterior compartment of the leg. Okay, beta. So this is the summary of the thing what we are going to discuss today, and now I am going to elaborate this in detail. Okay. So continuous above with the deep fascia of the thigh, that is fascia lata. You saw that fascia lata was attached to the tibial condyles. Okay. that is to the periosteum of anterior and medial borders of tibia. Then to continue in the leg, we have these two intermuscular septae, okay, which are seen in the deeper aspect. So which are attached to the fibula, okay, together with interosseous membrane. Okay, so overall, how many compartments we see, beta? Divide the leg into anterior compartment, lateral compartment, posterior compartment. Okay, the same deep fascia of the thigh, which has extended from fascia lata, it is now thickening to form certain intermuscular septae, and now this is also now thickening to form retinacula. If you just recollect, in the upper limb, we had flexor retinacula, extensor retinacula, right? Similarly, around the ankle, we have three retinaculae, okay? That is flexor retinacula, extensor retinacula, and peroneal, also called as fibular retinaculae. Chavi, we just started. Okay. So we have now we are discussing
Yes, ma'am.
about beta. We are discussing about leg. It has three compartments: anterior compartment, posterior compartment, and lateral compartment. We are going to elaborate everything now. Okay. The deep fascia is thickening to form the retinacula. In the front we have extensor retinacula. Behind we have flexor retinacula. Lateral side we have peroneal, also called as fibular retinaculae, plural. Okay, now see here. See retinaculae, now you can see here, this is the superior extensor retinaculum and this is the inferior extensor retinaculum. Retinacula are nothing but what, beta? It is thickening of deep fascia.
Deep
Okay, deep fascia. Okay, so they keep long tendons around the ankle joint in position, and they also act as pulleys. Okay, so we have superior extensor retinaculum and inferior extensor retinaculum. Now the attachments of superior extensor retinaculum, see this is the big toe or great toe. So medial side we have tibia, lateral side we have fibula. Okay, between the tibia and fibula, the deep fascia is thickened to form these two retinaculae, superior and inferior. Okay, so do you remember this is the interosseous border, also called as the lateral border of tibia, and this is the medial border of fibula, also called as the interosseous border. So there you will see the thickened band is attached. Okay, so then now, just now Hansraj was telling us the names of the muscles which were seen in the anterior compartment. See, I will give you one code to remember the structures passing this under this retinaculae, because this itself is very important 5 marks question, very frequently asked 5 marks question. What are the structure, like describe the extensor retinaculae? That means you should talk about attachments, then you should know what are the structures passing. Okay, now there is a code called the hospitals are never dirty places. The hospitals are never dirty places is the code. Okay, T is standing for tendon of tibialis anterior. H is standing for the tendon of hallucis, extensor hallucis longus. Okay, the hospital. R, A is standing for anterior tibial artery. Anterior tibial artery. In the dorsum of foot, it continues as dorsalis pedis artery. Okay, the hospitals are never. Never is deep peroneal nerve. I told you the anterior compartment of the leg is supplied by deep peroneal nerve, isn't it? Then are never dirty. Dirty is extensor
Deep
digitorum longus, beta. Extensor digitorum longus tendons. Okay, then places. P is peroneus tertius, tendon of peroneus tertius. So these are the structures which are passing beneath the both the retinacula. It passes through superior extensor retinacula, then inferior extensor retinacula to continue in the dorsum of the foot. Okay, the hospitals are never dirty places, very easy to remember. Okay, the tendons of tibialis anterior, okay, extensor hallucis longus, then anterior tibial artery, deep peroneal nerve, extensor digitorum longus. Then what else we have? Peroneus tertius. Okay, beta. It's written as fibularis tertius. Both the names are same. Okay, some of the authors have used fibularis word, but our most of the Indian authors have used peroneus tertius. Peroneus word is used. Okay, so these were the attachments of superior extensor retinaculum. Now coming to inferior extensor retinaculum, what is the name? How does it look? What is the shape?
Y.
Y-shaped. Okay, so it is situated in front of the ankle joint. Okay, then we should know the attachments again. See, what are the bones we have, beta, in the foot? Remember? Talus,
Calcaneum
uniform
navicular.
navicular
calcaneum,
fibula.
navicular. Very good. And three cuneiforms: medial,
Cuneiforms.
medial cuneiform, intermediate cuneiform, and lateral cuneiform, cuboid, isn't it? So these are the bones. Okay. Then, so what is the name of this bone? This side we have, beta.
Cuboid.
Superiorly we have talus, right? Inferiorly we have calcaneum. Do you remember that articulation? Okay, you can see here, beta. Lower down big bone is calcaneum, above which we have the talus, right? Isn't it? So that means actually it is moving from the calcaneum, the stem, then the upper band is going and getting attached to the anterior border of the tibia bone, and the lower band is going towards the medial cuneiform and also navicular. Okay, these are the attachments. Okay, and tendons what are passing, I already told you. Okay, the code what we have, the hospitals are never dirty places. Okay, beta. Then now coming to the other view. So this view is from behind. Okay, so that is from behind. That's the reason you are finding great toe side. That means this looks as though it is medial side, medial view, isn't it? So here we have flexor retinaculum. So it is extending from the medial malleolus. Medial malleolus is the extension of which bone?
Tibia.
Very good, tibia. Okay, you can see the thickening of the deep fascia directed downwards, backwards, and it is attached to the medial surface of calcaneum. Okay, this whole bone is calcaneum, we already know. What is the name of this tendon which is getting inserted here?
Calcaneal tendon.
Any other name? Trojan war?
Achilles.
Achilles tendon. Okay, very good. Okay. So, okay, so the direction is, yeah, it is downwards, backwards, and it is attached to the medial surface of calcaneum. Okay, now behind this, just now we have discussed the deep muscles of the back of the leg. Ansraj was telling the names, no? What were the names? Tibialis posterior, isn't it? Then flexor hallucis longus, then flexor digitorum longus. Okay, such muscles, tendons are passing through this retinaculum to go into the plantar aspect of the foot. They help in the formation of arches of foot. In fact, we will discuss when we do arches of foot. Okay, through this retinaculum, the tendons are passing deep and they are going into the plantar aspect of the foot. You can see this view also. Tibialis posterior, flexor digitorum longus, flexor hallucis longus, posterior tibial artery and tibial nerve. In front we had anterior tibial artery, deep peroneal nerve. Okay, and we know in the posterior compartment, what are the blood vessels we have? The posterior tibial artery and nerve supply is tibial nerve. That's how you are finding the tendons and also the blood vessels and nerves entering from the posterior compartment to the sole. Okay, plantar aspect. Okay, beta. So the tendons lie in the compartments, each of which, of course, they are lined by synovial membrane. Front also we will have this synovial sheaths. I have told you similar synovial sheaths we found when we were doing the flexor and extensor retinacula. In order to give lubrication, we have this, right? Okay. Now coming to the other retinacula, lateral compartment. See, this is little toe beta. That means this is lateral aspect. What is the name of this bone? Fibula. What is the name
Fibula.
of this malleolus? Lateral
Lateral.
Very good. Lateral malleolus. What are these two tendons? Peroneus
Peroneus
longus,
longus.
peroneus brevis.
Brevis.
Okay. What is the name of this bone?
Calcaneus.
Calcaneus. Very good. Okay. So one is the thickening above and the other thickening is below. One is extending, see, superior peroneal retinacula from the lateral malleolus, okay, to the lateral surface of calcaneum. Okay. So it is giving passage to peroneus longus and peroneus brevis. Then coming to inferior peroneal retinaculum, the same tendons are going into the sole now. Okay. That is, here you are finding the attachment is like over the calcaneum bone only. Okay. So that is the peroneal retinacula. Okay. The superior and inferior. Okay. Here also you will see the peroneal retinaculae are enclosed by the synovial sheath. Okay. What is the nerve of lateral compartment, beta? Superficial peroneal nerve. Superficial peroneal nerve. So just remember, sciatic nerve is dividing into two, tibial and common peroneal. Okay, tibial nerve goes and supplies the posterior compartment of leg. Common peroneal will divide into superficial and deep. Superficial supplies the lateral compartment, deep supplies the anterior compartment of leg. That's it. Three nerves.
Okay.
Okay. Now, the various leg muscles, they act on multiple joints. That means they act on ankle joint, intertarsal joints, they act on toes, and they bring about various movements. Like when they work over ankle, they bring about dorsiflexion and plantar flexion. Pictures are there when I discuss ankle joint. Okay, intertarsal joints, they help in inversion and eversion. Okay, that also I will show you, toes flexion extension. Okay, now okay, anyhow, better, still much better pictures I will show you. Now coming to, see, how many compartments do we have, beta? Like in the leg, one is anterior, then lateral, we also have posterior. Now we will discuss anterior and lateral compartments. Okay. Now coming to the cutaneous supply. So the upper part of the lateral surface, this one is supplied by lateral cutaneous nerve of calf, a branch of the common peroneal nerve. The lower part of the anterolateral surface, this is the superficial peroneal nerve, which is a branch of common peroneal. Then anteromedial, this violet area, whole area, okay, that is supplied by saphenous nerve, which is a branch, anterior branch of the femoral nerve. These nerves, everything we will discuss in detail when we are doing lumbar and sacral plexuses, which I will do towards the end, describing all nerves in detail. Okay, femoral, obturator, sciatic, okay, common peroneal, fibular, superficial deep peroneal, and their branches in the sole, medial and lateral plantar nerves. All that as a continuation we will take one class. Okay, beta? That is. Now coming to this, we need not discuss like much, because I kept one complete lecture for the venous drainage of lower limb. Like for a short information, see, this is the dorsal venous arch of the foot. This is the great saphenous vein on the medial side. On the lateral side, we have short saphenous vein. Where is it draining? Yesterday I told you. Day before yesterday, sorry. Short saphenous is, no, short yani small, right? Beta?
Popliteal.
Very good, very good. Great saphenous vein is draining into which?
Femoral.
Very good,
Femoral.
femoral vein. Okay, great saphenous vein is accompanied by this T-shaped lymphatics. No, these are lymph nodes. Superficial inguinal group of lymph nodes. In the popliteal region, these are the popliteal lymph nodes. This I will discuss much in detail when we do the lymphatic drainage of lower limb. Okay. Now coming to the muscles of the anterior compartment. So what are the muscles we have? Tibialis anterior, extensor digitorum longus, peroneus tertius, and extensor hallucis longus. We already know the blood supply comes from anterior tibial artery. It's a branch of which artery? Hema?
Popliteal.
Very good. Ansraj. Popliteal artery divides into two, no? Femoral artery's continuation is popliteal artery. Popliteal
Popliteal.
artery's subdivision is anterior tibial, posterior tibial. What is the
Okay.
branch of posterior tibial?
Hmm.
Hansraj?
What, ma'am?
Posterior tibial artery's branch name. Fibular.
Ma'am.
Also called as peroneal. Okay, don't worry now. For now, we need this anterior tibial artery and deep peroneal nerve. Deep peroneal nerve is a branch of which nerve? Chavi? Just now I told you. What are the terminal branches of sciatic nerve at popliteal fossa? Emma?
Common peroneal and tibial.
Very good. Common peroneal and tibial. What are the subdivisions of common peroneal?
Superficial and deep.
Very good. Superficial and deep peroneal. Deep peroneal is supplying which compartment of the leg?
Anterior compartment.
Lateral.
Very good. Anterior compartment
Superficial,
is
lat-
deep, beta.
superficial is lateral, anterior
good.
is deep.
Very good. Superficial is lateral compartment.
Ma'am,
Okay.
superficial is anterior ना. Okay, मैं खुद रहा हूँ. ठीक है.
Superficial is a small branch. Only two muscles are there. No, beta. Peroneus longus,
Okay.
brevis. Okay. Deep peroneal is little thicker. You try to recollect your dissection knowledge. What you did then. So in front you will see deep peroneal. Behind
Tibial. Posterior
tibial.
compartment.
Very good. Posterior compartment of leg is tibial nerve. Okay, nice. Okay. The muscles of the anterior compartment are primarily they are acting on toes. They extend. Extensor. You are using the word extensor. Hallucis. Hallucis means what, beta? Great toe, big toe. Okay. Digitorum means it is splitting into 4 tendons and it is going to 4 toes, isn't it? Second, third, fourth, fifth. So it brings about the extension of these toes and it also brings about dorsiflexion. Okay, dorsiflexion of this. Okay, then. So tibialis anterior is playing an important role by holding this arch. Arches we have in the foot. That is the medial longitudinal arch. Okay, then. So we know like all these muscles, they are supplied by deep peroneal nerve. Okay. Now let us see. Actually, origin insertion we did when we were doing osteology. It will be an like something like review of what we have already learned. Now coming to tibialis anterior. So origin, do you remember beta? Tibialis anterior is lateral surface of the shaft of the tibia and corresponding interosseous membrane. Okay. Insertion is going to the medial cuneiform and the base of the first metatarsal bone. Okay, that is tibialis anterior. Then extensor digitorum longus. Then it is coming from the anterior surface of the shaft of the fibula. Okay, then insertion is extensor expansion which is going to the lateral 4 toes. Okay, basis of the distal phalanges it goes to. Okay, then we have hallucis. Hallucis means what, beta? It goes to the big toe, right? So now see, origin is anterior surface of the shaft of the fibula, base of the 5th metatarsal bone and also to the distal phalanx of the great toe. Okay, here and here it is splitting. Okay, that is. Now coming, that is all about the muscles of the because this is peroneus tertius, that last muscle. This is also shaft of fibula and insertion is fibularis. Base of the great toe is extensor hallucis and base of the 5th metatarsal is fibularis or peroneus tertius. Okay, so this one is peroneus tertius and this one is extensor hallucis longus. Okay, so like that we have 4 muscles. Now coming to the blood vessels. So what is the name of the blood vessel which we have seen in the front of the thigh? Front of the thigh. Big blood vessel, what we saw. Band structures in the femoral triangle. Front of the thigh. Which artery, beta? Which artery?
Femoral.
Yeah, Hema, loudly.
Femoral artery.
Femoral artery. Okay. Now, femoral artery's course is, it is running in the front of the thigh and it is passing through which opening to enter into posterior?
Great saphenous. Sorry, adductor magnus opening.
Very
Sorry.
good. Hiatus.
Hiatus.
Very good.
Hiatus.
Adductor magnus opening, which is called as hiatus. Very good. From there, it is now successfully becoming posterior. It is entering into the popliteal fossa. The name changes to which artery?
Popliteal.
Very good. Popliteal artery. Popliteal artery divides into two. No?
And
Terminal branches. Very good. In front, you call it as anterior tibial artery. Behind, you call it as posterior tibial artery. Okay. This is front, you call anterior tibial. Behind, you call posterior tibial. From posterior tibial, there will be one branch which is going towards fibula. From posterior. You can call fibular artery or peroneal artery. Your wish, better. But in our textbooks, peroneal word is used. Peroneal artery. Okay. Further continuation of anterior tibial artery is dorsalis pedis artery. Dorsalis pedis artery. Sometimes we can check the pulse in front of the ankle joint by palpating the dorsalis pedis artery. Okay, beta? That is. Then of course it goes into the dorsum of the foot to form the arch arcuate artery. We will discuss later. Now we are doing front of the leg. So we have anterior tibial artery, smaller of the terminal branches of popliteal artery. It arises at the level of lower border of popliteus muscle. Do you remember behind? Yesterday I told you, if any muscle you should do in detail is popliteus because it comes for 5 marks question. It helps in unlocking of knee joint. Its origin is lateral condyle intracapsular, inside the capsule of knee joint. Insertion is above soleal line, right? Just a day before yesterday I told. So at the lower border of the popliteus, we will have this bifurcation. But I told you there may be variations also in my previous class, if you just recollect. So it passes forwards into this anterior one, no? That's why it is coming in front. Okay? In front of the interosseous membrane, descends into the anterior surface of the interosseous membrane accompanied by deep peroneal nerve. Arrangement we know, no beta? Dirty, never dirty places. The hospitals are never. That means artery is medial, nerve is lateral. Okay beta? Like that. Are never in the sense A is artery and never is for nerve. Okay? And we have named from medial to lateral. Okay? That will help you to remember so many things better. When you talk exclusively about arteries also, you will be able to write what are the structures present medially, what are the structures present laterally, like that. Okay. So now in the upper part of its course, the anterior tibial artery lies deep to the front muscles. Okay, that is the tibialis anterior, extensor hallucis and digitorum longus. In the lower part, it lies superficial in front of the lower end of the tibia. Because I told you, like it becomes more just below the skin to continue as which artery? Dorsalis pedis artery. It passes deep to the extensor retinacula. This is superior extensor retinacula. This is inferior extensor retinacula. It lies between the tendon of extensor hallucis on its medial side and deep peroneal nerve and tendons of extensor digitorum longus on its lateral side. Just try to recollect that code, then you will be writing easily which is medial, which is lateral. Okay, because now it is becoming superficial, we can feel the pulsations in living subject in front of the ankle joint. Okay, and where it is now, name has changed. Now anterior tibial artery is called as dorsalis pedis artery. Okay, beta? Now coming to, obviously anterior tibial artery will supply all the muscles of the front of the leg. Okay, those are the muscular branches, neighboring muscles also. It has anastomotic branches which we saw when we were doing knee joint. Okay, it will give some anastomotic branches around the ankle joint as well. Okay, vena commitans, because it's quite big artery, you will see, you should have seen also if you can recollect. We had two veins on either side of it. We know it is vena commitans. But we should go in reverse direction, no, for venous drainage. isn't it? So the vena comitans will join and they will drain into popliteal vein. Popliteal vein will drain into femoral vein. Femoral vein will drain into external iliac, then common iliac, then inferior vena cava. Venous drainage in reverse direction. Okay, beta? Now, deep peroneal nerve, though few slides are here, anyhow, I will discuss again also. Because just to complete the topic I kept here. See, deep peroneal, Hansraj, you just see, this is the common peroneal nerve. I told you the surgical importance of the neck of the fibula also. It is winding around the neck of the fibula. In case if there is any accident at the knee joint and if there is any fracture at the neck of the fibula, then this common peroneal nerve will get damaged and person will suffer with a clinical condition. I told something, if you are concentrating. Food drop.
Food drop.
Food drop, isn't it? This is the tender point, beta. Neck of the fibula where this common peroneal nerve may get damaged if there is any fracture. Okay, here at the neck of the fibula, it is dividing into two. Okay, front, the one which is moving to the anterior compartment is deep peroneal nerve. The one which is moving to lateral compartment is superficial peroneal nerve. Okay. So, deep peroneal is one of the terminal branches of common peroneal nerve. Common peroneal nerve is one of the terminal branches of dash nerve.
Sciatic nerve.
Very good. Sciatic nerve. Sciatic nerve. Common peroneal nerve is one of the terminal divisions of sciatic nerve. Very good. So it arises in the substance of peroneus longus muscle on the lateral side of the neck of the fibula. Okay. We know it is entering into the anterior compartment by piercing the anterior facial septum. Deep to the extensor digitorum longus muscle, first lying lateral, then anterior, finally lateral to the anterior tibial artery.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Could you please repeat this point? My mother.
Anyhow, this you won't understand, but it's only theoretical. This I will show you with the help of pictures when I go to this topic again. Just
okay.
Its course is it is running over extensor digitorum longus. Okay, initially it is lateral, then it is becoming anterior, finally lateral to the anterior tibial artery. R never, I told you, no beta. R is artery. That means artery is medial and nerve is lateral. Okay, then it passes deep to the extensor retinaculum. This also you can understand. All points you can understand. Only course part I will use better pictures in my special class of nerves. Okay. Then branches, it gives branches to the muscles of the front of the leg. Okay, and it gives branches to the ankle joint also. Deep peroneal nerve. Now lateral compartment, how many muscles do we have? Lateral compartment of leg only two. Okay, peroneus longus and peroneus brevis. Okay, blood supply is coming from peroneal artery. Peroneal artery is a branch of which artery?
Popliteal.
No, beta. Popliteal is dividing into anterior
anterior
tibial
and posterior
tibial.
This is a branch of posterior tibial.
Very good. Posterior tibial artery branch is peroneal. Peroneal, another name is?
Fibula.
Excellent. Fibular artery. Okay. So, the lateral compartment is supplied by peroneal muscles, peroneal artery. Simple, like that you remember. Peroneal nerve. Peroneal means lateral compartment. Muscles are peroneal muscles. Blood vessel is peroneal artery. Nerve is peroneal nerve. To be specific, superficial peroneal nerve. Okay. That is. So now the peroneus longus and brevis muscles are. Yes.
This peroneal nerve again divides into superficial and deep, or we are calling peroneal only as super. Acha, okay.
Common peroneal nerve is dividing into superficial and deep beta.
Okay, ma'am. Yes,
you told no, common peroneal nerve is the terminal division of sciatic nerve, right?
Sciatic nerve, yes, ma'am.
That fellow is only continuing its journey like this.
Right, ma'am.
At the neck of the fibula, it has divided into superficial and deep. Okay, beta?
Okay. Yes.
Now coming to the peroneus longus and brevis muscles, they are plantar flexors and everters of the foot. These movements, pictures are also there when we do foot. Okay, don't worry, everything I will show. Then they play an important role in holding up of lateral longitudinal arch. Medial longitudinal arch, which muscle was playing a role in holding it up? Today's class, just now I told. Ritika, Chavi, Ansraj. Medial, I told tibialis anterior better. Remember, lateral arch, the arch is maintained by these muscles, peroneus longus and tendon especially. Okay, so that is. They play a very important role in maintaining the lateral longitudinal arch, longus and brevis. Okay.
Ma'am, could you once repeat, ma'am, please?
See, do we have arch